until minions spawn.
Alrighty guys, this is a game we played Tuesday. That would be April 29th. And I'm going to try and see if I can't streamline the process a little bit. I did fix the sound, so hopefully it's not as loud, the in-game sound this time. So let's go ahead and jump to our first team fight here. Alright, here's our first team fight. Let's just do a quick preview of the game. We have a slight gold lead, exactly 3,000 gold. Kills are pretty similar. Only 7 kills to us, 19 to 12 as you can obviously see. Alright, bot lane, let's go ahead and start there, has been absolutely dominating this game. Jinx and Leona have fed themselves. They've got 8 and 3 kills apiece. Farm says the story. He's got Jinx has 30 CS up on Ugrat, who's died 5 times, and their support Victor has also died 5 times. So there's been a horrible bot lane for him. Mid lane has actually gone fairly even. Ezreal and Orianna both have 3 kills, both due to failed ganks on both sides. And their farm is actually in Orianna's favor pretty heavily by 30. Next is the top lane. Farm is also in Wukong's favor here by about 10, but I've died about 4 times to Wukong, so I fed him, and then he picked up 1 kill off a gank as well. The jungles, Shaco and Volley have both been very active on the map. Volley is currently 10 CS ahead of Shaco, but they've both been ganking a lot. So it's been a very, very active game. There's lots of ganks, lots of lane kills. So it's kind of been explosive, in other words. This is the first instance of an actual team fight where we're kind of rotating out of lanes. It is going to be a 3v2 to start. Volley and Wukong are top, and then their ADC is bot lane pushing the tower. So we'll go ahead and just watch it, see what happens, and then we'll slow it down.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Alright, so let's go ahead and rewind it and take a quick look at that. Let's see. I'm going to put the focus on Leona, and then we'll go ahead and slow it down. This team fight actually, a lot goes well for us. First off is the numbers game. We're doing a 4v2. Second off is just the way the engage happens, with Leona being able to hard engage on the Orianna, and then all 3 of us carries being able to follow it up. She pretty much doesn't have a chance. And then we turn into a double kill because Leona finishes off a kill on Victor, which is actually pretty, I don't know, intuitive, I guess. Knowing where, to be able to read the map, knowing where he went. The ultimate by Leona was spot on. Again, just locking her down. There was no way she could get out of the damage. And then again, Shaco chasing Leona, but because of Leona's CC, with her shield stun, it didn't matter how low she was. She was able to lock him down long enough for both of our carries, AP and AD, to finish him off. Then with Victor low, it's smart for Leona to pursue him up into the topside bush up here. But I just want to show vision-wise that it was a good read by Leona. That he could have gone back into the base. There really wasn't a clear indication that he was going to be in that bush, but it was well read by Leona to pick up this kill. Alright, this is the next team fight, and just try and speed these movies up. I'm not going to play them several times like I was before. We'll just watch the team fight, I'll pause it, and then commentate anything that I think needs to be said. And we'll just slow it down when it gets intense just so we can see what's happening, and speed it back up just to keep things moving. The last one was a little lengthy, I know. You should be able to watch them quickly, so let's go ahead and watch this next one. So pretty much what happened there is top lane was pushed up, they came back down, kited as far as they could. They actually ended up catching Jinx, but Leona was able to continue the chase into the jungle, which allowed us a positional team fight. We were slow to react on it. Ezreal and myself could have came into the jungle before Leona was actually taken down. And then second of all, our focus was off. We had myself coming in, Orianna was in the jungle here, Volley was down here, and Victor was down here. Volley was attacking Victor, and I was attacking Orianna. If both of our focuses had been on Orianna or Victor, it probably would have been a clean kill. We ended up getting the double just because Shaco came in with such low health and actually ended up eating one of Volley's attacks onto Orianna. So it was kind of a luck kill there. And then Volley does end up getting away. So all in all, it's an extended 4 for them because they got Jinx, Leona, myself, and Ezreal, and then we got 2, so 4 for 2. Not exactly the best situation, but and it was really just because top was overextended, but because of how fed they are, I mean, you can't really say they were doing anything wrong. And then we just didn't collapse soon enough, you know, onto the chasing Orianna. Alright, here's the next team fight. It's right around Dragon.
Blue team has slain the dragon.
Just going to pause there because we did waste a little bit of our hard engage onto the Invisi. That's nobody's fault per se. You know, we wasted some burst damage from Ryze as well as the engage from Leona. But and the Invisi was called. It was just everybody reacted so quickly. So, but it is when we know we're facing a Shaco or a Wukong, someone that can Invisi like that, we need to hesitate on our cooldowns and let somebody with just an auto attack or a much shorter cooldown figure out whether or not we should engage. That was very well placed. Leona ult gets his ACON. Shaco's already out of position going for the carry. And we So there was a little bit of split focus at times, but I don't think it was ever to the point where it was really hurting us. I mean, the only thing we could have done really good is when Shaco first came in to attack Ezreal, our focus stayed on Wukong rather than instantly bursting down Shaco as soon as he came out of Invisi. If we could have done that, chances are Ezreal probably wouldn't have even died. He did go down to the Wukong ultimate, but only because Shaco was able to get a full burst combo on him before sneaking out again. So just need to be able to switch focuses. But we did get Wukong down, then after Wukong dropped, focus kind of split. A couple people went down after Shaco, I stayed up after Victor, but we were able to clean it up. So, but maybe someone that just can decisively call out targets might be better, just to prevent that temporary moments of indecision in a quick fight like that. Alright, so this is our next team fight, and we'll just go ahead and watch it real quick, kind of watch and see what happens.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
A couple things just happened right there. The flank came up, and Orianna was able to drop Ezreal. And one thing is because our tanks were so far forward, it was actually a slightly missed Leona ult, followed by a flash into Zenith Blade, which Wukong still escaped from. So it was a little overzealous. I mean, Leona's been playing absolutely amazing so far in this game, and you know at that point, you know, maybe after we missed the ultimate and then the flash Zenith Blade, we need to stop pursuing because we've exposed our backline so much that Orianna was able to get that sneak kill. However, as soon as Orianna was exposed, everybody turned around and immediately went after her. So that was good reaction. You know, it's in game. Obviously, we don't have time to realize what's happening until after it's happened. But just one thing that did lead up to Ezreal's death was just our tanks being a little too far forward. Alright, so this is our vision right now. We can't see any of them, so what happens next shouldn't happen. I mean, our ADC's way out of position. She's surrounded by 3, you know, and it was due to lack of vision. I mean, ultimately they're coming up because they saw Shaco. Shaco just killed me. So they know Shaco's in the jungle, and they're hoping to come up and finish him. But we have no vision in the jungle. So it's really very dangerous, this maneuver without vision. And so especially without vision, Leona and Volley need to be up here, not the ADC. So, but in this game again, considering how fed our ADC is and how far ahead we are, obviously we're not playing as safely as we normally would. And our ADC doesn't actually die. He's able to get out with a well-timed barrier as well as flash, and we come out ahead in the fight. But this is a very positionally disadvantageous thing, you know, which is something to keep in mind when we're in the enemy jungle without vision. Another thing is seeing Shaco come down, we knew he was going to gun for our low AD carry there. Leona was there ready to stun him as soon as she popped out, but it just wasn't quick enough. And Shaco got the burst off on the ADC. However, I think if Volley had been standing there waiting as well, I doubt Victor would have ran away. and we possibly could have got the kill on Shaco and Victor. But like again, that's something that's very hard to read in the moment, but just something to consider is that even after the fight seems won, instead of chasing down our individual targets, we still need to kind of be wary of our ADC. You know, if we could have protected her a little bit better right there and potentially got the ace rather than missing Shaco, because he's gonna ultimately get away.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Alright, this is our first kind of 5v5 more or less. Alright, so pretty much what happened there is, first off, Orianna came down, she was up top, and she added to the fight, making it a 5-on-4, whereas I didn't teleport in. So that was just bad map awareness on my part. The other thing that started the fight off was Jinx was out of position, got hit up by both Wukong's ultimate and then Victor's stun or area of effect. And then after that, it was pretty much Volley just beasting it out. I mean, 1 versus 5, and then Leona coming in 1 versus 5 after Volley had gone down, and the whole time Ezreal's just beating him down. I mean, so it was pretty much, it was Ezreal and Volley versus 5, and then it was Ezreal and Leona versus 5, and you'd pretty much gotten nearly all of them dead, and then I came in and cleaned up 2 kills. Because if I would have teleported in, though, probably would have been a much better fight for our team. I mean, that's just because of how fed we are, that was probably even able to happen. But, so, I mean, positionally wise, there was the face check here that could have led to a very bad team fight. And then, as far as the teleport goes, I definitely should have teleported into that. And I don't know if that's just something I need to be more aware of, or if it's something you guys could have teleported. You could have said telly now or something. I don't know. Either way. Here's our next team fight. Not much to say there. It was really more of a pick. We only got a very good pick onto Orianna, and then the other two just kind of had to stay. They didn't have to, but they chose to stay and fight. Some Volley and Rise were able to finish it up. Most of the fights this game have been picks. I mean, there hasn't been a whole lot of team coordinated efforts. It's been a lot of people being in the wrong position, and our team just taking advantage of it.